Fantastic. All right, good afternoon, everybody. It's 3:30 and I'd like to welcome everybody to the Public Safety and Emergency Service Committee. At this point, if everybody can silence any of their electronics, because they will be heard, and a copy of the agenda can be found on the legislative website under the Legislature. And at this point, I'd like to ask everybody to rise and we can do the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Kathleen, could you do attendance, please?
Sure. Sutherland. Here. Ramos. Sierra.
Here.
Sassy.
Here.
Cheney. Wiskevich.
Here.
DeGanica.
Okay, here.
5 present, 2 absent.
All right, and I guess you get to be the DA today.
I'll
So,
represent the DA.
well, it has stayed fruitless, so you're kind of sitting all alone. Anyway, our first motion is to request to accept and appropriate funds for the gun-involved violence elimination, the GIVE initiative grant from the Department of Criminal Justice Services for the Orange County District Attorney for the fiscal period of 7/1/2025 to 6/30/2026. The funds from the GIVE grant support a critical component of the state's violence prevention and reduction strategy. The amount is in $616,640. This is legislative request 217. Can I get a motion? Ron and Janet. And floor's yours.
Thank you.
And
First,
let it show that Genesis just got here, please. Thank you. Okay.
thank you.
I'm sorry.
My name is Richard Moran. I'm the Chief Trial Prosecutor here in Orange County. Thank you for letting me speak today. So this is a grant. This is the 10th year for what I'll call the GIVE grant, which is the gun involved violence elimination grant. And what it funds is 2 DA investigators, as well as an executive prosecutor and another assistant district attorney. Our people work with the police directly in order to fight gun violence in both Newburgh and Middletown. The program works great here in Orange County. It's actually been recognized nationally. The district attorney has spoken in several different states, frankly, about how we do it here. He recently gave a presentation at the DA Association conference this past summer. So we'd like to just continue doing that. And again, it's basically funds 2 investigators, an executive assistant DA, and a regular assistant DA.
Okay, thank you. Does anybody have any questions? I know this is a grant.
Yeah, thank you. I see, just like looking at the GIVE program, there's something called SNUG and Newburgh's on the list. Are you familiar with this? I didn't recognize what that was.
That's related in
To
the
all
sense
this?
that, yeah, it deals more with individuals that have been convicted of offenses that are now helping using their experience to help other people, get off the streets and things like that.
Thank you.
It's administered by RECAP, and they
Is
do a
it?
lot of outreach and community events.
Yeah,
And
but-
they also respond to shootings in the community.
Great. Thank you.
It's very-
Yeah, I saw that.
We have the majority leader, Benton.
Can you give the list of personnel again? 2 investigators?
2 criminal investigators, 1 executive ADA, and 1 ADA.
Okay. And so does this mean that that's all they do is gun violence, or do they do other stuff when
They
have
do
to?
other stuff, but I will say, just on personal knowledge, about 90% of what they do is
Is
gun
gun.
violence stuff.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Madam
Okay.
Chair.
Any other questions? All right, seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Oh, all right, thank you. Motion
Thank you.
passes.
Have a great day.
Okay, and next we have the sheriff's office up for a corrections report and the sheriff's report.
Afternoon.
I do not believe we need a motion for just the reports, correct? Okay, I didn't think so. Under sheriff, it's,
Well, you
I
want
don't know
corrections
which one
first, however-
you want to start with. Corrections is
Well,
on the
might as
agenda
well.
first.
Okay, that's fine then. So good afternoon, everyone. So for the month of June, our average daily boarders is 173. Our average daily population is 476. And our amount billed year to date for the boarders are $3,383,085. And we currently have 21 vacancies.
Are we, how are we doing on filling some of those? I know we've had the ongoing,
We have
testing.
the ongoing, so currently we have an academy class of 8 that is set to graduate August 1st. And then we're looking at starting another class right back behind it of 10 to 12 right now. We still have some in backgrounds, not sure that they're going to be done on time, so 10 to 12.
Okay, and I know that there was a lot of discussion back when we had the strike with New York State. Are we getting any interest from any of the New York State corrections on whether they want to go through the training to?
Excuse me, so we would love to take them in laterally, but civil service won't allow us to do that, so they have to go through the new process is called a time and experience. I don't know if you want to call it a test, it's more like a resume. So we are getting some of the former state COs coming in. Fortunately, that gives us, if they're already certified, it's a shorter academy class. It's only 5 weeks instead of the 13 weeks. So we do have some already that have come in and they're working out fantastically for us. So yeah, that's part of the process. We are getting some.
Fantastic, that's good to hear, because I know that Orange County does have a lot of correctional officers and stuff, and we can bring them into our fold. That would be
Yes.
wonderful.
Yes.
As far as that, does anybody have any other questions?
Questions?
Oh,
Yeah,
Legislator
a lot
Sassy.
of questions there. On your report, there were 81 ICE. Is that new or that's existing?
So the ICE, they're in and out.
Okay,
So, we'll do an average daily population of how many are in there day by day.
so they just come and go.
Yeah.
You had transports last year, this time you had 18, there's 29 this year.
Which train, you talking about the medical transport?
Yeah, it's like medical and other, so I wonder if there's.
So there are scheduled transports, so if we have incarcerated individuals that are in, say, and they have some sort of like a, I don't know, diabetes condition, and they have to go see a doctor, those are scheduled transports, they have to go out to the doctor. Other times we'll have somebody that's having chest pain or something that's unscheduled, but if our medical staff can't handle the medical condition, then they'll call for transport to be taken to the hospital. So that's really not anything we can control. It depends on the population we have and what their illness/injury might be.
What's the transportation for, the ambulance or?
It depends. If it's something that's medically urgent, we'll call an ambulance. If we can transport them in one of our patrol cars, we will do that.
And on your personnel budget, we're halfway through the year, but you've only used like 1/3. Just thought that kind of stood out. But
So I would have to get back to you on, are you talking about overtime or are you?
no,
talking
it's just the
about
personnel budget for
Yeah.
half the year, 1/3 of it's been used up, so you're kind of in the black on that.
So, yeah, and I'm gonna say some of that is probably, we're gonna see a higher side on the overtime because we're still losing and hiring and losing and hiring. So the personnel budget is gonna count for the people that are actually hired. If there's a vacant position, that's gonna be more overtime related. So we're continuously hiring, but we're continuously losing. So we're playing catch up on a regular basis.
Yes, under the sheriff's report, it looks like it's 9 point something million in overtime so far for half the year.
Yeah.
On that side. And one last question, there's a bunch of religious services there. Is that all volunteer or we pay?
Oh, no, we pay for
We
that.
pay for
Yeah.
it, okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions? All right, seeing none, we'll go on to the sheriff's report.
All right,
Yes.
Captain Tony into the sheriff. We don't want to start with the patrol monthly. Did everybody receive the report? So to recap, pistol permit summaries, we received 158 new ones this month, or excuse me, for the month of June. And we've forwarded completed applications and investigations to the county clerk's office of number 81. Last month, the highlights are we had an award ceremony for our, it's an annual award ceremony for our members that do exceeding the good jobs, and they get some awards, whether they're community-based or through the agency itself. We also did a graduation for the 33rd annual canine school. And in that school, there were dogs from Westchester County, Rockland County, Ulster, and Orange. They prognosticated the first deployment of the fly car. That has passed. It is now past July 15th, so that was for the month. The Junior Law Enforcement Academy is for children, I believe ages 14 to 20, is in progress. And we are initiating a wellness program internally, and we are seeking candidates to fill the role of peer support. We have total positions of 96 with 4 vacant in the sworn capacity, and in the non-sworn capacity, 12 with 2 vacancies. Also provided was the commercial vehicle enforcement unit. This is where the sheriff's office assists other agencies as listed: Town of Woodbury, City of Middletown, Village of Monroe, and we operate in the Town of Montgomery and the Town of Hamptonburg as well. And there's some totals there with services. We highlighted a detail that we completed with the City of Middletown, where a trailer combination driver was found to be operating a truck and trailer while having alcohol present in his system. He was taken back to the station where he blew a .03, albeit that the DWI level for commercial vehicles is .04. Did not get released due to the fact that he was also suspended. So we had other violations with regard to having a bottle of Bacardi in the cab of his truck. So he's put out of service for brake defects as well. The second picture that you see there is a tire, just to say that that was found on the dump truck that was operating at 35% overweight. You can see from the picture that there's absolutely no tread on that tire whatsoever. As I've stated previously at these presentations, these are conditions that when they go awry, they affect everyone throughout the county with regard to accidents, shutting down our major highways. And that's in addition to what the construction's going on. If anybody has any questions?
I had a couple questions.
Yes.
A lot of these, you're showing them as far as like how many each month are conducted versus how many violations. Are we keeping track of the companies and the people who are getting these violations? Like, are we showing a pattern of one particular type of business or company that is allowing their trucks to be underserviced and kind of dangerous?
On a local level, we could run a search and probably answer that for you with ease. I would state to you that the New York State Department of Transportation definitely keeps track of all this.
And
And that's through the US dot numbers that they have. So they're definitely keeping track of all this.
do they share any of that with our groups? And that would be like all of like, do they share that information with the sheriff's department?
We share what we have, but with regard to our agency doing details with the various agencies that are presented in the report, we each kind of know who's doing what, if that's what you mean. But most of these are independent operators, because New York State Department of Transportation has a very robust program for the larger companies, which they are not the problem. You get your larger transportation providers that are compliant. They actually pull into the checkpoints, and they have, if their US dot is put into the computer, they say they're passed, because that's the type of program. They're the controlling agent of it, is the New York State.
Right. Okay, thank you. Does anybody else?
Yeah, every company has their own profile. They just look them up and they know the drivers and vehicles and VINs and all that sort of stuff. On the front page, your pistol permit summary, the application submitted to the clerk, I'm assuming that's like the amendments?
No, sir. Those are completed background investigations. When they've gone through the process of being fingerprinted, the application is summarized, is signed off, and it's forwarded to the county clerk's office, which then will forward it to the licensing officer, which is the judges for their signature.
So the new applications are definitely start from finish, all?
Outpacing, yes.
Okay.
Takes a while to do.
Do you keep track of amendments?
No, the county clerk keeps track of the
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Any other questions? Oh, legislator, actually, Owen's in the room and he has a question.
Yes.
Thank you, Chair. First of all, this report here highlights that year-to-date, 79 trucks have been taken out of service that have been dangerous on our roads, that could kill people, maim lives. It's a compliment to the sheriff's office and the hard work of everyone involved to get those dangerous vehicles off the road. So compliments to the sheriff's office for that. One thing I did want to mention, more of a public service announcement, maybe you guys can elaborate on that. But the application's coming up, deadline application to apply for the civil service test to become a sheriff's deputy is on August 8th. So if you know anyone in your community that's interested in wanting to wear this great uniform and protect our community, the application deadline is on August 8th. Maybe you guys have a public service announcement for that?
Thank you. Appreciate that. We do have that posted on our website. It is for deputy sheriff and police officer countywide, so it's both. It's any uniform. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Any other questions? All right, not seeing any. Thank you so much for coming in and giving us an update. And I'm
Thank
sure if we have any questions, we can reach out and personally ask you. So I need a motion to close the.
So moved.
Second. All right, all in favor? Aye. All right, thank you so much. Have a great day. Thank you.